Hello and welcome to Lantern Lane Stories. Tonight's story is Gibraltar's Monkeys and a Quiet Promise. Hello, little listener. Tonight we travel to the very end of Spain. There is a place where a great gray rock leans into the sea. It is called Gibraltar. The waves around it are very blue. The houses below it are very white. Above it, slow clouds drift like sleepy sheep. Our friend tonight is a small girl named Inés. She is 7 years old. She is on a ferry with her abuela. They have come from a town across the bay. The wind smells of salt and warm lemons. It tugs at Inés's curls. She holds the rail with one hand. With the other, she holds her abuela's soft fingers. Mira, abuela, Inés says. The rock looks like a sleeping whale. Her abuela laughs gently. People have called it many names, my amor. Some say a great old giant. Some say a stone ship. Tonight, your whale is good too. The ferry hums across the calm bay. Sea birds wheel above the foam. Soon a small harbor opens up. Pink houses lean against pale stone. Bougainvillea spills over a yellow wall. Orange trees nod in the breeze. When they step off the boat, the warm air feels like a hug. Inés sees a tiny shop near the dock. In the window are postcards of small, furry gray faces. She points with a quiet finger. Her abuela smiles a knowing smile. A man is waiting at the end of the path. He waves with both hands. He wears a green cap and a soft brown shirt. His pockets bulge with small carrots. Welcome to the rock, he says. My name is Mr. Eric. I look after the monkeys here. Inés's eyes grow round as moons. Real monkeys on a rock by the sea? Mr. Eric nods slowly. The only wild monkeys in all of Europe. They live high up in the trees and on the warm cliffs. He has a wide wicker basket on his arm. A green pepper peeks out the top. A bunch of small carrots leans against an apple. He tucks them gently back in. Inés tries to lift a corner of the basket. It is heavier than it looks. 2 trips every day, Mr. Eric says. Up the rock, down the rock, we try to keep the food gentle like the rules. Come, he says, let us drive the slow road. Their little car begins to climb. The road curves like a piece of ribbon. On one side, the sea opens wider. On the other, pine trees stand straight and quiet. The air grows cooler. Pine needles crunch under the tires. Are the monkeys tame? Inés asks softly. They are wild, Mr. Eric says. We may watch them, we never touch. He explains the gentle rules of the rock. No feeding, no grabbing, no bright food in your hand. They have a long memory. They notice the smallest crinkle of a wrapper. Inés tucks her cookie deep into her coat pocket. She nods very seriously. The car stops near a low stone wall. Below, the whole bay shines like polished silver. You can see Africa across the water. It looks close enough to wave to. And there, on the warm wall, sits a small gray shape. It has round honey eyes and tiny pink hands. It has no tail at all. A monkey, a real wild Gibraltar monkey. Inés gasps so softly only the wind hears. She does not move. She does not even blink. The monkey looks at her. Then it goes back to grooming its own arm. They are called Barbary macaques, Mr. Eric whispers. Macaca sylvanus in long fancy words, but here we just call them monos. Monos, Inés tries. The word is round and soft on her tongue. She watches the monkey turn its head. The fur on its back is the color of warm sand. Some sailors used to call them apes, Mr. Eric adds, because they have no tails, but they are really monkeys. Just the kind without a tail. Why are they here? Inés whispers. Mr. Eric sits on a smooth stone. His basket rests beside him. That is a long, soft story. Shall I tell it? Yes, please. Long ago, these monkeys lived in the Atlas Mountains, far away in Morocco. He points across the bright water. Africa is closer than Inés had thought. Their cousins still live there, in high pine forests where snow falls in winter. Sailors and travelers brought a few small families across the narrow sea. No one is sure exactly when. Some say 1,000 years ago, some say even longer. The rock became their home. They learned every olive tree. They learned every cave. A small breeze ruffles Inés's hair. The little monkey scratches her own cheek with one tiny finger. In the year 1605, Mr. Eric goes on, an old man wrote a book about Gibraltar. His name was Alonso. He was the very first to write about all the living things on the rock. Even 400 years ago, he wrote about monkeys swinging in the wild bushes. They have been here a very, very long time. Inés tries to imagine 400 years. She cannot. There is also a kind old legend, Mr. Eric says. People used to say, as long as the monkeys live on the rock stays peaceful. So the people loved the monkeys. They watched the troops from far away. They counted them on quiet mornings. A second monkey climbs onto the wall. This one has a soft little baby on her belly. The baby's ears look like tiny pink shells. He yawns a sleepy yawn. Inés holds her breath. She feels her heart go gentle. There was once a hard time, Mr. Eric says quietly. It was the year 1944. The world was very tired. A man went up the rock to count the monkeys as he did every spring. He counted slowly. He counted again. Only 7 were left. 7 monkeys, Inés says. Her voice sounds very small. Just 7, Mr. Eric nods. Word traveled across the sea all the way to London. It went to a busy man with round glasses. His name was Mr. Winston Churchill. He sat at his big wooden desk. He read the message twice. Then he picked up a pen and wrote a quick, kind reply. Mr. Eric smiles softly. It said something like this: please make sure there are more monkeys on the rock. Bring some kind friends from Morocco. Right away. Inés' mouth opens like a small O. A leader wrote about monkeys? He did. He thought it was important. So boats sailed across the narrow strait. Gentle hands carried new monkey families home. The 7 slowly became 20. The 20 became more. Today, there are about 300. 300? Inés repeats. 300, Mr. Eric says. He sounds proud. They live in 5 big families. We call each family a troop. Some live near a place called the Ape's Den. Some live near Queen's Gate. Some live high in the green pines. Each troop has its own quiet corner of the rock. The mother monkey near them yawns slowly. She begins to comb her baby's fur. He shows Inés a worn little notebook from his pocket. Inside are neat columns of names and dates. Each baby has a name. The keepers know them by their tiniest markings: a pale eyebrow, a curled ear, a patch of soft brown. Sometimes we weigh the babies very gently. We write the number in the book. We make sure they are growing strong. We do not feed them by hand. We leave good food in safe spots twice a day. Carrots, sweet apples, fresh leaves, little surprises so they keep looking like in the wild. That way they stay free. They keep their own clever ways. Inés watches him set the basket on a flat stone, far from where they sit. A young monkey jumps over a rock and waddles toward it. He picks up an apple and turns it like a shiny ball. Then he scampers back up the cliff with the apple in his cheek. Inés laughs softly. The sound is small as a bell. The sun begins to dip toward the African coast. The light turns the color of honey. The wide bay below glows pink and soft. White sails fold up for the day. A ferry hoots once across the water, soft like a sleepy yawn. Will they remember me? Inés asks. Mr. Eric smiles. They remember the rock. The rock remembers them. Their grandchildren will still be here when you are tall, and their grandchildren's grandchildren too. The mother monkey closes her round dark eyes. The baby tucks his head under her chin. His tiny fingers curl around a tuft of her warm fur. They are getting sleepy. Inés whispers. Yes, Mr. Eric whispers back. The whole rock is getting sleepy now. He helps Inés climb down from the wall. The old stone feels warm under her shoes. If you ever come back to Gibraltar, the monkeys will still be here. All because, long ago, people kept a small promise to a small gray troop. Inés nods. She holds his words in her chest like a smooth pebble. Down in the harbor, the market folds its bright umbrellas. The fish boats nod at the dock. A baker locks her warm shop. The smell of fresh bread drifts up the hill. A cat stretches on a doorstep, then curls into a soft round circle. A grandfather hums an old slow song to a child by an open window. A few late seagulls call across the bay. They are heading home to their cliff nests. The sky turns lavender. The first star blinks above the rock. High up on a quiet ledge, the 5 troops curl close to one another. Their soft fur warms the cool stone. Their tiny breaths go in and out. And below them, the town grows hushed and kind. The lighthouse winks once over the dark sea. The pines whisper goodnight. Inés rests her head against her abuela's shoulder. Her eyes slowly close. She dreams of pink baby fingers and warm gray fur and a kind man with a green cap. And so, Gibraltar also slowly fell asleep. Good night.